Hey everybody, Tuesday with Tanya, here with our friend Steve DeNuccio.
Hello.
Simply DeNuccio.
That's going to be a lot of fun today. We're going to have a blast.
I know. Talking about one of our favorite people. One of our favorite people.
At least for me it is, at least for you and
yes.
A bunch of people right now that are suffering the economy of Joe Biden.
Right.
But
right, definitely.
we're here at my tiki bar in my backyard, so you're going to hear birds and whatnot. I just have a paradise back here, folks. Just bear with us.
This is what I've been missing out on, is the tiki bars. Yeah, I could have did this at my own place.
If it was raining, we would go down to the pirate bar. I'm never without a bar in my house. Or we could go to the yacht studio. Whatever you like. We're going to have some fun.
That's what I need, is a bar. I don't have any
I built
bars.
this one myself. It was a lot of fun doing it.
I know.
Like $1,000 worth of material, but I had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, no, it's very nice. Very nice. Definitely. Always looks better in person, too. Always looks better. So, yeah, thank you. And remember, folks, have a magical day. Hi, Tyler.
Yes, that's right. Have a magical day. You know what that means.
You know, I saw something at TJ Maxx and I thought of you because it said something about having a magical day. And I was like, ooh. I was like,
yeah, well,
I didn't forget what it was, but I thought of the whole
It means
Disney.
go F yourself in the, in the magical kingdom, in the tragic kingdom, actually.
The tragic kingdom. And what I forgot to, not to jump right in, but what I forgot to ask you, because I was going to tell you where I was when I heard the big Trump news, and guys drop a comment, you know, agree with us, disagree, either way. I was curious where you were at the moment of learning about...
Women and Infants Hospital.
Oh, good.
My wife has got to have minor surgery, and so she was there for a blood test. So we were there, and all the security guards, when I came out, they were all glued to their phone, very upset at what took place. It was you know, it's like, it was a moment like when I signed. We were 40 years ago, maybe 40-something years. No, wait, I'm married 43. 43 years ago, I was going to pick up my marriage license in Rainham, Mass. My wife and I to be married within a week. And Reagan got almost assassinated.
Right.
And it's been 43 years since then.
Something like that.
We've let our guard down. We let our guard down. We certainly did.
Yeah.
But,
hi, Chris.
But just I want to, before we go further, and she has a lot of questions, and I'm not like Biden, I don't need to know the questions beforehand. But before we go further, and people who watch my car rants and know me personally, know that it's all about my country. That I would start, as much as I dislike Joe Biden and the Democrats, I would stand in the way of a bullet to prevent that man's death. My grandfather, who came from Italy, I was 9 years old. He said to me before we went to the World's Fair, my grandfather says, he fought World War I in this country. He says, Stefano, even though I'm Stephen, but the Italian way of saying Stefano, listen to me. And I was young, it didn't sink in. He says, we come from Italy. We're the communists. We come here, I fight in your wars. I learned before I got here. He's a Democrat, very evil. Never vote for a Democrat. And I haven't voted for a Democrat since then. If I don't like the Republican, I vote for myself. And oh, by the way, 85% of my, in Rhode Island, 85% of the time, I write my name in because I don't like the Republican that's running. So I vote for myself. So I can still say I vote for Republican. So just to backtrack.
That's cute.
I would stand in the way of a bullet. And my grandfather cried when JFK was assassinated. Didn't vote for him, but cried because it's the presidency. And and I'm listening to this hate and all the stuff online right now, wishing that he died. What's the matter with you people? I wouldn't want that to happen to Joe Biden. I'm not that way. I wasn't raised that way. But back to you.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's okay. I mean, to be honest, I haven't had it. Hi, John. Someone named John Norton is chiming in.
Hi, John. Oh, yeah.
Hi. Hey, John.
John's doing well. He was in the hospital, had a little problem with his heart. He's doing very well. Thank God for John.
Oh, good to hear. Hey, I assume he supports Trump.
Most of the people who watch my rants do, but I don't care if they don't.
No,
we can love
yeah,
each other at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah,
because don't put hate here. I don't want to see hate scrolling here, because what I'll do is I'll photo shoot it and I'll use it in my PowerPoint presentations when I'm asked to greet people and I get paid to go talk to people in groups about politics. Don't put hate here, because this isn't about hate.
I know. He's saying thank you. He says thank you back.
Okay, shoot.
So
and I don't mean to use that word. Sorry.
No,
shoot.
I know what you meant. Yeah, well, speaking of that, so what do you think about that? That was that a coincidence that
the bullseye
Biden
thing?
said, yeah, do you think it's a coincidence?
And he was on that show. What was that name? We just talked about him. That name was Lester Holt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say crosshair. I said bullseye. Oh, I'm sorry. A bullseye is something I shoot into anyway. But you see, what do I think about it? Well, he has tagged Donald Trump as a Nazi.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of stuff that makes him a bullseye. I know, by the way, as we're doing this right now, and I don't know if you know about it, there was a shooting outside the RNC convention now. Another guy with a knives got shot because, we can't have a difference of opinion. We got to bring knives and guns to an argument.
That's crazy.
Sorry, that's not what we do.
That's crazy. So, but that must have just happened, you're saying?
Oh, it just happened. As a matter of fact, it broke. It's on Truth Social right now.
Oh.
And I took a photo shoot of it, and I was just dumbfounded. I said, really? Here we go again. We can't stop the violence. But we got to tone it down, right?
No,
That's what.
Really,
and 24 hours later, what are we doing? We ramped it up, and that comes out of the president's mouth and out of the Democrats' mouth. So bad are the Democrats, and knowing it. What is it? MSNBC or CNN? Morning Joe or what is it? Joe Scarborough.
I don't even watch it.
I don't watch either one. As a matter of fact, the stations are blocked on in my house in case children come here. I don't want them to be influenced by that. But they took down the show the morning after because they know that they're going to jump the shark or touch the third rail. So they don't want lawsuits. So they took it down before the show started. Everything you need to know, folks. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. And thank you for chiming in. I see another woman chiming in. She's asking what I was going to ask too, which is Marianne. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Marianne
Divine Barrett.
Yeah. So is the person okay with this stabbing or whatever?
I don't know. No, the guy who did I don't know if anybody got stabbed. All I know that the guy who had the knives got shot dead.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's okay.
That's what I just took a photo shoot.
Hopefully no one did get hurt.
I have to go. You got here and I didn't get enough information.
No, it's okay.
It just says break-in person with knives shot and killed by authorities outside RNC security zone in Milwaukee. That's all I know so far.
Yeah, no, it's okay. No, thank you.
Really, folks, really, this is how it's gotta be.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, and even with when I had found out about it myself, I was in a noisy place, so it was on the TV, and there was no the subtitles. There was no written words, so I couldn't see what they were saying. But when you watch it with no sound, it didn't seem as scary. I know it sounds bad, but it didn't, because you couldn't hear the screams or anything because I'm watching it, and the crowd kind of did stay still. Well, what do you think of that?
I think people are in a shock moment. Stuff like that happens and people get shocked. Is it reality? I mean, I've been in a situation where a gun went off. And I was lucky enough to jump behind a bar to save my life. And the aquarium got blown out. A 200-gallon aquarium got blown out. This guy came in to shoot the person who kicked him out of the hairdressing salon because he touched the girl. So he shows up with the bib still on and the shampoo in his hair because they must have kicked him out. And I saw these double barrels and I jumped behind the bar. The gun went off. This is why, folks, I have no hair, okay? I'm better off.
No, I know, it's crazy.
That was when I was 18. On Holy Thursday, mind you, that took place.
Oh, my God.
Park Avenue in Cranston.
Imagine. I know, I guess people were in a sense of shock, but now you're seeing things, and I'm not sticking up for, obviously I support Trump, so anything I'm saying, guys, if I sound like I'm being on the left, it's just because there are people that have questions. Even people that are Republicans right now have questions. People that are connected to the Secret Service have questions. Like, so for example, with all these cell phone videos are coming, and some of you may know, so chime in, cell phone videos are coming out of the raw footage. Some of it I can't even bear to watch.
It makes the Zapruder film look like, remember the Zapruder film? That's all we've got, right?
Yeah.
Now we've got, everybody has a cell phone.
Yeah, and this is all on YouTube. You can search on YouTube.
As many angles of this, and
yeah.
we've seen how the security broke down, folks. Yeah. It broke down. Right. And it broke down in such a way where people are saying he's on the roof. And how many, almost a minute later, they're dealing with the problem. A cop goes up on the top of the roof. A kid points a gun at him, and he comes down. Why didn't you
Why didn't he shoot him? Couldn't he have shot him right there?
Well, he had a hand on one roof. And in the cop's defense, I don't know how incapacitated he would be to be like, Spider-Man, hold on to the roof, grab a gun, and I don't know how that situation was. The first order of business was to save his own life because he couldn't deal with doing two things at once. But the president should have called into the Secret Service. Everybody got the channel. President gets off the stage. Move him off the stage. When they couldn't find this guy at the beginning, there was already that chatter. Get him off the stage. Joe Biden, whatever. You get them out of harm's way. It's a breakdown in security. And oh, by the way, the head of the Secret Service needs to get her ass resigned now. Too much DEI. Oh, I want to make it 35% women. Your focus is all wrong. Regardless if this is Biden, his wife, I don't care. Right. We have to protect life, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't about hate like the left says. This is about protecting life. And they didn't do it. And want to know how much of a hypocrite Biden is, oh, by the way, on this? It doesn't take a rocket science. It doesn't take people to hate me for this. But remember, who is the other person in the race of president? RFK Jr., who's had 2 assassinations in his family. Two. You would think that they would provide Secret Service for him as well. But, hey, the Democrats, I have learned one thing. Let's eliminate people by proxy. Oh, let's hope and pray that this guy who's taking votes away, not from Trump, but from Biden, let's hope he gets hurt. But now all of a sudden, in a magical moment, folks, we now have Secret Service for who? Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Well, it's about friggin' time. And I'm a conservative. And him and we don't agree on politics. I don't agree with Robert F. Kennedy's politics. But I don't want the guy hurt. I don't want him dead. I don't want Joe Biden dead. I want nobody dead. No one dies. But your hate hasn't stopped. When you call us, I'm a Tea Party member. You know the names we were called. This was before Trump was even invented. The left called us names like you wouldn't believe. Every politician who said Trump called names, the names we were called. Janine Garofalo, an actress, lost her job because of the hate that came out of her mouth. This before Trump ever came into the picture. I'm a Tea Party person, which was on both parties, by the way. Democrats and Republicans joined. The hate. We would throw Republicans out of the party that would use the Nazi word to describe the other person, the other opponent. You don't do that because you're going to get a sick individual that's going to go out there with a gun and hurt somebody because he feels like he's a Jack Ruby. Oh, I'm going to kill the guy who killed my president. I'm going to feel like a hero. No, stop the hate. Work on, by the way, the policies. Oh, you don't have policies. All you've got on the left is hate Trump. Take that away. What do you got? You feeling good right now with your high prices in the grocery store and the gas prices? You feeling good? Are you feeling all warm and fuzzy that the borders are open, children are getting raped and killed by the illegal aliens? You want more of that? How about more striptease acts by people who pretend to be women in a classroom? Want more of that? You want more of that? How about trans? I don't care who you are, who you want to marry. It's not about that. But leave the little kids in this classroom alone. Let them grow up and make decisions later in their life. Don't do it now. A striptease act in a classroom. Then you get a kid who pretends to be a girl and a boy in a girl's room raping a girl, gets moved to another school. He does it again. Sounds like the church who moved the priest from one church to another. So by the way, Democrats can't use the priest-church thing anymore because you did the same thing. You moved that kid from one school to another, and then you arrest the father who speaks up at a school board meeting because he's upset because his girl got sexually molested.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
It's crazy, yeah. It is, but that's what I mean. So how could anyone be in support of all that?
You can't.
But they are, though. I think because they don't want mean tweets.
Because
it's like, who cares about the mean tweet?
Tweet.
Deal with it. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but deal with it. My God. Go ahead.
Look, excuse me, folks. Mean tweets. Excuse me. We just talked about the Tea Party. How about the mean tweets, if you want, or the mean things that were said about Sarah Palin when she had a Down syndrome baby? Oh, she's the mongoloid baby. She could have had it aborted, but she's using it as a tool about pro-life. That's hateful. That's hateful. Mean tweets.
They were after her in more than one way. Yeah,
and not only that, Tanya, not only that, for years and years and years, and I've been in politics all of my life. You read my resume, all of my life. And you want to know one thing, folks? It's always been like this. The Democrats have always called the Republicans names, they're vicious names. Now we got a guy that puts the boxing gloves on and punches back. Oh, no fear, you can't punch back. We're the only people that can punch you in the face. And then we got Donald Trump, who comes in and plays your game on your social media. And when I said live on my rants that they're gonna cancel him off Twitter, you're crazy, you're a tinfoil hat, Steve, you're a tinfoil hat, you don't know what you're talking about, until they canceled his account. And oh, by the way, did you see what Elon Musk did?
Oh, didn't he endorse Trump?
Endorsed
I
Trump,
know the exact
and
story,
like
but
35 something million dollars donated.
What's that noise?
What noise? Oh, I don't know what that is.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No
sorry,
problem. That's kind of weird.
No, it's okay. Sorry.
But anyway,
we missed some comments, guys. They are. I mean, guys, with Steve DeNuccio, the comments have moved. Some people put some nice comments in. Thank you guys for that. I didn't catch them all. I know Alan was one, and that other woman, Marianne, might be another one. But yeah.
But
no,
so
I know.
Now, so now we got a guy who's in the fight, who's in the boxing ring. What did we do? And I don't like Mitt Romney, but what did we do when Mitt Romney was going after Barack Obama in the second? Term.
I didn't follow.
Everybody recoiled, saying, "Oh, he didn't fight back. He didn't fight back. He let him walk all over him," which he did. But just think if he fought back. Just think if he did what Trump did. Well, then you would have had a Mitt Romney as a president. But now that we got a fighter, no fear. Mitt Romney is a loser. Can't stand the guy. But guess what? There you go. Loser he is. And then you had Liz Cheney, another loser, including her father, who can't even shoot straight, oh, by the way. But that's a whole nother story. Look, folks, we're in a point right now that on the right side, we are not calling you people on the left terrorists. But you did invent the KKK. You did invent Antifa. You are out there blocking highways, Black Lives Matter, all these things, blocking highways. Rescue facilities can't get to their places to save lives. Blocking highways, burning downtown, the summer of love. Where did that come from? Where did that come from us? It didn't. It didn't, folks. This has got to be toned down. Like I said at the beginning, I'd stand in the way of a bullet heading to Joe Biden. I don't like him at all. But I protect the presidency. We don't hurt people. I'm not taught to be violent. And I've had a lot of nasty things said to me. because of my political beliefs, but I'm not sharing them here. Nasty.
I have to.
You know, and
I've
I'm
had
all right with
I've had a
it.
few. Yeah,
When I'm kicked in the rear, it's because I'm in front. And if I could piss 4 people off a day, I met my goals.
Sorry, it's so loud. You know, I'm with you. It's just the way you say it, because you're just comical.
I'm animated because...
Yeah, no, it's fun, though.
Because I love my country. I volunteered for the Veterans Hospital. I didn't care what side of the fence you were on. You were a soldier. You were a military veteran. You help people. You don't ask political party first and then you help them. We got to learn to, at the end of the day, we lost a race, we shake hands, we walk away, we don't want to put them in jail.
Race?
What?
What about stolen race?
Well, you got that. And speaking of that...
That happens locally, I heard, too.
Well, Buddy Cianci used to talk about it all the time, and I was a guest on Buddy's show a few times. And I have to tell you something. I was brought up on the North End. True story. And Buddy Cianci knew about it, because that's what he was talking about, the North End, even though he was on the Silver Lake side. But the North End. I remember as kids we would go into all these political headquarters and get like giveaways, balloons and toys and things. They used to give stuff away. We loved it. And I remember Providence, Child Street. I used to remember going in, and I'm not mentioning names. A lot of them are all passed anyway. Matter of fact, they're all passed. I remember the head of the Democrat, the head of the Democrats, telling his people, "Hey, go get the La Morta list." The La Morta means the dead list. They didn't have computers then, but it was the job of a funeral home to make sure they had a list to give. Not why you need a list of dead people. They're not going to vote. Oh yes, they are, because other people are going to use their names. And I remembered it distinctly when a Republican like myself, and I ran a lot of campaigns, and all the candidates I got elected will tell you the only reason why I had poll checkers is because when I walked with my candidate 6,000 doors on an election year and wear 2 pair of shoes off and having dinner at 11 o'clock and not being with my family, what I did is I identified people who were coming out to vote for my candidate. If they didn't show up, we'd call them. Why aren't you here? Do you need a ride? That's the only reason why we had our poll checkers. No, not the left. They had the poll checkers because they want your... I remember them telling me, "Hey, here's your name. You go, you give this name, you go to this precinct, you got to do this. This is where this guy was registered. You're going to vote." I saw it with my own eyes. The La Morte list, the dead list.
This is years ago.
If the funeral home didn't participate... oh, there gonna be no shows for you. That's what the funeral homes would call a funeral. Would be called a show.
Right.
That was the word. No shows for you. Oh, we're gonna take our business to Prada, or maybe Skeffington, or maybe Mariani. We're gonna screw you. I came down to that. Right. I saw it all with my own eyes, folks. Not making it up. I'll swear it on a stack of Bibles.
That makes sense. Well, nowadays we can use the internet to see who died.
Well, you could do anything on the internet.
Now, but then you're saying,
you could hate people on the internet, and beat them up, and do all kinds.
That was the old school way.
Now you got a computer. All you have to do is type it in, and you get a whole list of people. And each funeral home has those heritage, whatever. You could sign the guest book. You could check the dead list at each funeral home. We never did that. I was helping Richard Israel, who won Attorney General at that time, helping him. Never used poll checkers for that. Israel. Richard Israel.
I think I'm the other guy.
He was a Republican, and he won. And I'll tell you something, nice guy. But he never told his people to go to a funeral home to get the dead list. That's how we played, folks. We didn't play that way.
Make deals like that. Well, the funeral homes, I guess, don't have to worry anymore. They don't have to make deals.
No more deals anymore because it comes online. You can play the game.
But that's crazy, though.
I know it's crazy. It's sad. And I know for a fact it goes on because my grandfather died in 1969. And as I got older, I went to City Hall. I went to City Hall in 1981, the year I got married. And just for the sake of it, let's see if Paul Gallucci was voting. He died when he was 81 or 86 years old. 1969. It's 1981. My grandfather was still voting. You hear what I just said? Still voting. And nobody picked up. He would have to be like the oldest man that ever walked the face of the earth until I pulled him from the voting room. Now I do that for all my dead relatives. I make sure they're not voting anymore.
It's a good idea.
Well, you know what, folks? It's a wake-up call. I live in the real world. I live in Realville, as Rush Limbaugh used to say. I live in Realville.
Yeah. It's crazy. Thank you. And guys, sorry, some of them have moved around a little bit. Apologize. I know they're actually commenting on each other's things as well. So basically, so I was going to mention too is how people had their cell phones out. So now you're getting the raw footage of that very day of the shooting.
Yeah.
There was a woman like right behind Trump. So pretend I'm Trump. She's like right here. She's like right there. And she's facing the same direction as him. And she has a sign with his name, of course. And she's kind of going like this, almost like as if she was looking, or it appeared at least. I can't prove this, but it appeared she's looking at the shooter before it went off. I'm like standing there like with her sign, like looking. And like videoing the whole thing. So it's like no one's... Or did she think that's Secret Service? Did this kid... He's basically a kid.
Yeah, 20 years old. And he killed somebody. Yes. A fireman, a father of 2 daughters. And he jumped on those girls to protect them. So when I hear your friggin' hate, when I see your hate, right, you're blocked. I don't need you in my life anymore. Because what kind of person is raised to relish in what just took place? You think I want to go and vote for more of this behavior? You think I'm sorry, folks. You can hate me all day. I don't care when I'm kicked in the rear out. It's because I'm in front. I'm not afraid to speak up because I love everybody. I don't care what politics side you are. But if when you show me hate, you show me you're immature. And I suffer fools. I don't suffer fools well. I don't like your immature behavior. I don't want you in my world. Sorry. It's immature. It's violent. We got all this stuff happening where girls' identity is being taken away. We got guys playing in girls' sports. Is that cool? You all right with that? Where are you women? What happened to those women protesters with the pussy hats and the vaginal costumes? Where are you now that your identity has been stolen and your girls who spent lots of time practicing in swimming meets and spend all that money practicing and doing everything to get a scholarship and some dude comes and takes it away? You cool with that? You cool with that? Or you want more of it? Oh, let's just blame Trump. Because you hate him so much, you didn't like the 4 good years we had with Trump. At least this guy has a resume. Why, you didn't have a good time for $1.89 a gallon? Oh, shit, we don't want $1.89 a gallon. You don't like the fact that the borders were being closed? I don't want the borders closed. Leave them open. You like the prices now that are high? Yeah, I want more of that. Rah, rah, rah. Sis, boom, bah. Let's hate Trump. That's what it comes down for. I'm sorry, if you like Biden, I'm not going to hate you, but don't say hateful things. Don't wish death on people. And don't go out there and be violent to get even. We don't get even that way. The voting booth is our weapon. We better learn to use it. That's our weapon.
Right. And so what do you say to people that say that a 20-year-old outsmarted the Secret Service? What's the answer to that?
Well,
because people do say that.
Well, basically they're right. And they didn't have enough Secret Service. So we're learning, of course, they didn't have enough Secret Service. But yeah, they did. Because he saw a roof.
And he matched it, supposedly. Did you hear that? Supposedly he wore something that matched.
Camouflage.
Yeah.
He must have scouted the area out. And who's inside the building? Cops. So you're inside and the guy's on the top and people are videotaping this and saying there's a shooter on the roof.
And now where's the communication, not to interrupt, but where's the communication? Well, you said a local cop did make his way up there and then lost his grip or
he saw the gun pointed at him, got down. But by that time, when you're on the gun, you get on the phone, shooter. You make it known. You're all on the same channel as the Secret Service. All the cops.
They should be, though.
They are. They were all on the same channel. You should say, gunman, gunman, gunman. You say it. They go after Donald Trump and they drop him before a bullet would have fired. That's all they needed to do. Gunman, gunman, gunman. And that would have been the end of it.
But maybe he still would have shot. But he would have hit the crowd.
He would, yeah, which he did. But the fact is, you got to go after the protectee, folks. You know, he was the highest threat level before this, and there wasn't enough people guarding him. What's wrong with this picture, folks? And I would be equally upset, trust me, if this had been Biden. But can you imagine if some idiot would be insane enough to shoot at Biden? They would be arresting Trump. They would have blamed Trump. There would have been a grand jury on Trump. Because you know what? You prove to me, you people on the left, every day what you fear. Because you go after him with all these false things, and oh, by the way, the legal system game isn't working out for you anymore. Gee, what are we going to do about that? Let's get a shooter. I said that on my rant. And you people on the left. Yes.
Oh, you did say it. Right.
And you had a guy on CNN and MSNBC say, the only way we're going to stop Trump is put a bullet in him. Now, that's a contributor that showed up on that show. Why did they roll it back? They laughed. Why did you say, hey, we don't support that? But get to come on the show again and talk some more. That's what you call ramping it up, folks.
And that did happen? Because I don't follow.
Oh, yeah, I follow it. I saw the
was
clips. That was definite. A guy got on there. I even put it on my Facebook wall that showed him saying it. The only way we're going to stop him is got to put a bullet in him. Really? That's better than the bullseye, better than the crosshairs, better than anything. He actually said the silent word out loud. Right. We don't talk like that, folks. If I said that, I would be in jail.
Right.
You think that would happen? You think that that's right? Sounds like I'm animated. I'm animated because this is not the country I remember it to be. You don't like Donald Trump? Fine. Don't like him. Don't vote for him. Stay home. Do whatever the hell you want to do. But what you're doing by calling us terrorists on the MAGA movement, and even on the Tea Party movement, you call us names too, and calling him Hitler, and calling us Hitler people, when you do stuff like that, sick people hear it, and by proxy, because that's what you want anyway, we get hurt. Really? That's cool? How many more people need to be hurt on the Republican Party? How many more people need to be hurt? How many more people to satisfy you people? Oh, learn how to shoot. And that guy, what was his name? I had to write his name down. Representative Benny Thompson. Remember him? He sat on the January 6th committee, and he wanted to pull Secret Service away from Donald Trump. What is the reason for pulling Secret Service away from Donald Trump? Why? Because you want him dead. Why else would you do that? And then he had an aide working for him saying, next time, and I paraphrase, next time learn how to shoot. He had to fire her because she said the silent part out loud. And remember Gelfin Gold on ABC, after Stephen Paddock shot everybody in Las Vegas, 57 dead, a pussy hat wearing guy, well, anti-Trump guy, because we don't hear anything about that. What did Gelfin Gold, an attorney that sat at the mahogany desk at ABC or NBC or whatever, you can Google it, you can find out. She said, why should we feel bad for those country western concert goers? They're conservative, so who cares? Really? Really? Really?
Right.
Nice. Mike Cronin said nice lipstick.
Hi, Mike.
She'll send you some, Mike, so at night you could wear it, okay? Only you would pick that up. Nice lipstick. Anything else? How about the blush, Mike? You like the blush? He actually has nice hair. Look at this, so soft, Mike.
Mike is safe. He's
nice lipstick.
He's not a threat.
Madonna saying she wants to burn the White House down.
Ooh,
absolutely. What happened to her?
Why, she said that?
Yes, she did. When Trump was in the house, in the White House.
Wow.
And how about?
I used to like Madonna. I did years ago.
Yeah, she kissed my butt too.
Well, yeah, now, but when she was.
What about Kathy Griffin, a comedian with a beheaded Trump? what is it, Snoop Dogg, who did another beheaded Trump. That all cool, folks? You getting it yet?
What about The View?
And the screw. The ladies on the screw. If that is a representation of women, if that's a representation of women, if I came from another planet and I would start scanning
I'm surprised in those women on The View. I'm surprised.
You woke up so hateful. Your face shows it. You're so hateful. Oh.
They're so left.
Disgusting.
It's just like
disgusting.
They ruined the show for me. I don't even watch any.
I never watched. I only watched the clips. Anyway. Disgusting.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wake up. Stop the hate. Let's talk about policy. What happened with Donald Trump when he was making billions of dollars for Hollywood? Right? Remember he had The Apprentice.
Oh yeah.
Well, he had the pageant shows. I forgot which one it was. Making billions of dollars. Oh, we love you, Trump. Give me the money. Sucking it all up. Living with the elite. Having them come to his mansions and everything. Oh, I'm running for president as a Republican. Oh, you suck. You're bad. Oh, you're a Nazi. That's how you are on the left. And oh, by the way. Oh, Donald Trump, he said the election was stolen. Hillary Clinton said her election was stolen and came up with this thing called Russian collusion. Oh, by the way, that was proven wrong. Oh, sorry about it, folks. That was proven wrong by people on your side, not even our side. And who caused that fight? Huh, folks?
Right.
I'm off to my comedy show at Blackstone. Nice having you, Mike. We'll make sure she saves the lipstick for you. It actually comes in like one of those tubes where you kind of paint it on. As an artist, I appreciate that. So it's great, Mike. We'll save you some. I'll bring it to you to the next show, Mike.
That was cute. So what about the short girl on the Secret Service? I don't want to call her short because I don't know how tall she was. But she wasn't even tall enough.
Again, a DEI appointment.
That's what I'm saying. So how do you even assign someone to that job when you can't even? Could you have put heels on and been taller? I mean, I don't get that.
And how are you going to be operational with heels on if you got to go into a big run? Yeah. Look, folks, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm pro-woman, and you know damn well I am. But we're talking physicality here. Remember, we just talked about men and women's sports. Why? Because of physicality and the way God made us. You know, guys are stronger and builder and will beat women in their sports. I'm sorry, those are the facts. We don't need women in an area where they're guarding the protectee, i.e., the president, either Biden or whoever. Don't need a little girl. Do you remember when they were blocking? She was so short, she was putting her arm up like this, like her arm to block his head. But she's down here. Sorry, no. Did you notice when he showed up at the RNC? Did you notice there wasn't one woman Secret Service that followed him into the building? Not one. They're all guys. All guys. And fine, folks, I'm not making fun of women. What if it was a big girl?
Would that have been better? Obviously.
Look,
someone as tall as him.
You got to meet some requirements.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to meet.
So what
requirements.
if it was a tall woman? Would you be okay with that?
I would be okay, but here's the thing: we're deliberately hiring women because she said it. The head. She wants 33 or 36% of the Secret Service to be all women. No, well, I'm sure there's other gigs you can do. When you're with the protectee, you got to meet requirements, and if you meet the requirements, height, stamina, agility, and everything that goes with it, then fine. But not when you're a munchkin from the lollipop land at the friggin' Wizard of Oz. No, lick your lollipops and get off the gig.
So not to, thank you. And guys, I'm here with Steve DeNuccio. Drop a comment. I'm sorry the comments are moving because there's a lot of them, so I haven't caught everything. So Trump is not a racist, and that's been proven. He's never been shown on TV saying anything
No,
racist.
He never was a racist.
Even years ago.
And that's another hateful comment that creates what you got. When you use the race word and all these words, these tag words, right? You prove to me you've lost the argument. You've lost the argument. when you play that, this is why when a liberal talks to me, I walk away. I'm already into postgraduate studies, and you saw my resume. And until you walk the district, until you serve as a secretary, until you are a delegate, until you are involved in education and training people to run their campaigns, unless you can walk in these friggin' shoes, shut up with your hate. Because once you pull the race card, the homophobe card, and all these cards, you prove to me I have to walk away from you because you lost the argument. You don't have substance. Talk about Donald Trump, where he made 4 years great in America, where energy independent, there was no global wars. Let's talk about that. You won't. And then we have anti-Semitism. Can you believe this? Anti-Jew. Donald Trump's daughter is Jewish. Oh, by the way, he has grandchildren who are Jewish. He's an ally to Israel. Oh, did I just offend people who like Jews? Oh, is that a bad thing now? When did that happen? When did anti-Semitism be allowed to show up at college campuses and all this hate? Folks, you want to hate me for speaking like an American? Because I don't like this for either side, by the way. There was one thing that Donald Trump said that I never liked, and I sent him an email. Just so you know, Donald Trump was not my first choice, not my second, not my third, not my fourth. He was my fifth. I liked Ben Carson. But then I got to see we needed a fighter. But one thing Donald Trump said that I wasn't happy with, as much as I disliked McCain, you don't call him a coward. You don't call veterans cowards. See, I'm fair, but was that a deal breaker? Yes, he did. Was that a deal breaker? No, it's not a deal breaker, but I didn't like that comment. That was not nice. But did the left say worse comments than that? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely, but I expected Donald Trump to do better than that. So I wasn't happy. That's the one comment that I was not happy. Primaries are primaries. You're going to get into a dirty fight. He picked Vance. Vance didn't like him, but then he was a convert.
Yeah, well, that's on my list, too, for you today. What do you think of that?
That's all right.
Is that a little wishy-washy?
No, it isn't. What I like, look, politics is a combative sport. I've been involved in it. I had candidates that I led them all to their victory speech. Why? Simply because we didn't mention our opponent. We didn't go down that path. The opponent doesn't exist. We ran a subject-only campaign, and we've won. But going back to that question again about what was that question again? Would you say
about Vance?
Vance.
I mean,
we didn't go after our opponent. However, in politics, they do. Remember how DeSantimonious, he called them, and DeSantis. Look, they became friends after. You drop the swords, the fight's over, and you become friends. It happens in politics all the time. It's called October surprise.
It's okay?
It's okay. As long as, because Vance said right out of the gate, he says, I learned. I learned. I wasn't a friend of his, but then I learned. And he learned. Believe me, he learned. We all saw what Donald Trump did for 4 years. Right. Did he everything he said he was going to do? He did.
And other people changed their mind about him too.
Right. Was he? I'm sorry, folks. We finally had a prize fighter in the rink. We didn't have somebody who says, "Oh, I'm going to run a positive campaign." Oh, we're going to run a positive campaign. How many victory speeches had we given with a positive campaign? Right. Well, not many. Especially later during Reagan, he went after Carter saying, "Well, there you go again, Jimmy. Well, there you go again, Jimmy." I mean, it was simple stuff. But then politics got hateful. Then it got hateful. Hillary got into the game, and Obama and all them got hateful. Then, folks, we had to change gears. We needed a person like Donald Trump to fight back. Failure to put a person that fights back to a machine like the left, we lose all the time. Got to fight back. Sorry. Fight back without saying the wrong things, without calling people Nazis, without wishing death upon them and their children. Look what they did to the Supreme Court. They're protesting outside the House. When would that get to be allowed? And then actually putting Kavanaugh at risk. They were, or one of them, they actually had to arrest the guy because he was going into the property. When did that become okay? Or Chuck Schumer, or as Limbaugh would say, Chuck you, Schumer, on the steps of the State House, the Supreme Court saying, oh, whirlwind is coming after you, we're coming after you. Those are threats, folks. Those are threats. That's why we need a Donald Trump, because we need somebody to push back, just like they're pushing back at us.
Right. No,
that's the way we got to do.
Definitely. And do you know that also, not to always circle back, but there were people who I saw with my own eyes.
Jen Psaki said circle back a lot, so you can't say circle back.
Oh, right. I don't even know who that is.
She was the other press secretary, and still the Brillo pad person came in, who's the dumbest, KJP, the dumbest press secretary that ever sniffed that podium. But I do digress.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Were people who were upset about Trump being shot who actually are Democrats, who actually felt bad and who actually were upset? Or felt bad or felt like something's not right here. It was said.
Because it could be Biden. Right. You got to be upset with this kind of stuff, folks. Come on.
And what do you think with the word fight? That he's putting his arm up. Basically, to me, it showed he was okay.
He was saying fight back. He's a fighter.
Right, so what's
True
he saying?
and false impeachments and legal system come after. I don't know anybody that wants to save America as much as this guy. Fight, and he's right.
Meaning against?
You fight back. You got to stand strong. You got to stand strong and fight your way back. That's what lawyers do in a court. They fight. It's a combative business. You fight, but you don't put people in crosshairs or bullseyes.
Right.
You don't do that. Sorry, you don't. And then his words being taken out of context a lot because they can't fight him on his policy because his policies work. Right. It's not working right now, folks. If you like what's going on in America right now, go ahead, vote for more of it. And then when, God forbid, somebody happens to get hurt in your family, don't come crying to us. Because
buy one of these illegals or something.
We need to stop this. Come on, wake up, folks.
But that would make the change, though. Like, I don't mean not that I want this to happen, but someone close to you dies because of an illegal, and then you might start thinking differently.
You might start thinking. You might start thinking differently.
It takes
what
that
does
to
it
happen.
take?
That's
Do we
not
need
right,
to
though.
have
That's
that
not
happen,
right.
folks? Come on.
Yeah. No, not at all.
America first. We're putting illegals in African American communities right now. No, this is true. And they're giving the illegals more than the African Americans who need it, who've been here, who have built this country, who built even the Ivy League colleges, i.e. Brown University. You know, you think we owe these people, but no, we kick them aside because we got to do the illegal alien thing. You see this, folks, and you blind. The African American community are coming around. They're seeing it. Stop it. We've got to love everybody in this country. Orange man bad. Really? How about let's talk policies? You can't win on policies.
Right.
You can't win on the subject, so you win on hate. It's the only way you want to win, with hate.
Thank you. So, guys, we're here with Steve DeNuccio. Comment if you'd like. I'm sorry, some of the comments are moving. So I have more things I want to say, but before I do, about this Lester Holt interview with Biden. I mean,
he got combative with that.
I mean, I think that doesn't that bother you?
It does.
Even what's the word? Even when a local mayor or governor is gets offended by the interviewer's questions, right there, that's a red flag. I don't want to vote for you. You can't handle a question. I don't like that. He's like, well, why are you saying that? What about the 18 to 28 lies that Trump said? It's like, no, answer the question. And he's like, come on, guys, what's wrong with you guys? Like, he's saying that, Biden, during the interview.
He's saying, maybe the next time I come on, I paraphrase, maybe you could ask me better questions or something.
Yes, or we could talk about something more important than this. This is important. You're the problem. Biden is the problem. He's not even fit to be in office. I mean, if I was ever married to a guy like that, or that was ever my father, I'd get him out of there. I'd be like, I'd strongly urge that person, you do not belong doing this.
But this is Jill.
It's not.
Jill Biden, who was his babysitter. She was 14 years old. He was in his 30s. She's sitting on his lap. Google it.
I don't follow it.
Sitting on his lap and having a picture. Look at this, is my babysitter. And then unfortunately, God took his wife and his child away. They died in an automobile accident. And so who does Joe Biden marry when she turns 18? Jill Biden. Now you're in your 40s? Seriously? You married your babysitter? What am I off by a few years? You serious about this? This is a creep. This is creepy stuff. Okay? Creepy. But it's legal. If you're 18 and it's legal, I guess you can marry a babysitter. Knock yourself out. But this is Jill. She should be taking her husband out of that position. He doesn't belong there. This is sad stuff. And now we've got Hunter Biden sitting in on cabinet meetings. Are you kidding me?
How's that even allowed? It's like ridiculous.
How is anything allowed today?
Yeah, I know everything is gotten so free. But I mean, even if Biden was a Republican, he still needs to be out.
Oh yeah.
Even if he was a Republican, he should leave.
Steve Finley, sorry I joined this late. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Dirty Grandpa. That's his name as a comic, Steve Finley. You're late. This goes against you. You're going to get a demerit.
No, it's okay. I
The
got a refund
sniffer
every
in
year.
chief
Got
has
a
always
tax
been.
refund,
And you know what? That's the way it is, folks.
Yeah.
And I look at all these photoshopped images of Donald Trump with Epstein.
They're moving around, guys. The comments. I'm sorry. Yeah, go
The
ahead.
Epstein.
Maybe they were friends.
I have programs.
But so what? Is that really?
I have programs. So when you post this stuff, right, and I bring it into my programs, it breaks it apart and shows that it's Photoshopped. So, and then I go back on and I combat you with your post and say, see how you inserted this here? It breaks it apart. It's a great program. I pay a monthly fee for it. I use it for my other stuff. But it identifies your lies. Stick to the subject.
But even if they were friends at one point.
Who?
Them,
Jill?
Epstein and Trump.
But he can't.
Even if they were, wasn't everybody intermingled with everybody?
There was an encounter.
Like,
Donald Trump, and this is fact, threw him off his golf course. Threw him off his golf course when he found out what he was all about.
Right.
Way back.
Right.
Way back.
So prior to that, people may be,
knew
friendly with each other,
Nobody knew what Weinstein did in Hollywood on the couch with all the actresses and feeling them up. Nobody knew what he did until it was exposed. But Donald Trump did not go to Epstein Island. Nice try, folks. Nice try. Doesn't work. Find the facts and we'll talk. That's why I don't talk to you liberals. Because you don't communicate normally. You don't have your facts. You have talking points. And I can see a talking point from a mile away. When I see that, I walk away like a child crying in a toy department. They didn't get the toy. I walk away and they're rolling on the floor crying and go, my toy. I walk away. I'm not going to engage you because I don't suffer your ignorance too well, which is only exceeded by your arrogance. I don't suffer it. So you want to hate me, go ahead. I have to piss off 4 people a day. I would check in all the things. If I don't piss off 4 people a day by just being a proud American and a Roman Catholic, then I have to answer as to why I didn't meet my goals, and I have to do better tomorrow.
Well, just so you know, also, thanks guys for tuning in and for chiming in. Both of our pages do have a lot of Republicans on them.
We do.
So just so you know, there might be a few Democrats.
There might be one, and some are they're very nice, and we have a conversation. And there are some I have to block because they get out there and they say stupid things.
Right.
When you say threatening things, I have to block you.
Right.
It's okay. I don't let you know I block you. I do it silently. Remember we used to have a phone that you had to dial? You used to slam it. It used to make a noise. It was so good to slam the phone. You got an orgasmic moment out of it. Now I do it silently. I go, boom, done. You're blocked. You're gone. On every social media, every level, gone, done. Yeah. There you could go into the pile of people who I don't want anything to do with regards to hate.
Yeah.
We got to learn that the presidency, no matter what party it is, you protect it. If there's a gunman, you make sure somebody knows. I would stand in the way of a bullet that was heading to either Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. That's how I was raised. And that's Dan Bongino was was Secret Service, and he protected Obama. He didn't like him, but his job was to stand in the way of a bullet. So Dan and I, we're pretty good, and his producer loves to watch my rants.
Right.
And, you know, that's okay. Dan's cool. Yeah. That's the way we got to be. At the end of the day, folks, we got to learn to understand the presidency has to be protected. The presidency, not the party. The presidency has to be protected.
So this woman that's in charge of Secret Service, you're saying should step down, or should she just get fired?
If she doesn't resign, she should be fired. She admitted the buck stops with her. Definitely her fault. 100% her fault. 100% her fault. On her man. We didn't have enough people on the. They didn't have enough Secret Service. Now what happens today? What do we hear today? Biden released more Secret Service to protect Trump, and released Secret Service to protect Robert F. Kennedy. Well, why didn't you do this before? We'll do Monday morning quarterbacking. Oh, we got to look good because they're trying to kick me off the ticket. Joe Biden saying, oh, I got so many Democrats that want to kick me out of here. Oh, we got to make it look good. Well, you admitted you were wrong. By just doing that, you admitted what you did. You didn't have enough people to protect Trump, and you didn't even protect Robert F. Kennedy, who's in the race, who's had 2 assassins in his family. You would have protected him first, and you didn't. And who, by the way, he's a Democrat, and I want him protected. So make fun of me all you want. I'm consistent. I can love you for liking somebody different. That's my line. I'm
consistent.
Yes.
I use that outside politics.
I can love you for voting differently than me, but just go and vote. Don't cheat. Go and vote. And don't wish people dead. That's not nice. I don't want you in my world if you're that kind of person. I don't want you in my world. That's not nice. Oh, I wish the bullet killed him. Really? Who raised you?
Right, and getting back to that Lester Holt site, I was impressed that he did question Biden and re-question him.
Yeah, he had a random moment of journalism. Go ahead.
No, I know. I'm just saying. But he also said, you know, the thing about what's the name, Vance comes up.
Yeah.
And I forget which one said it. Or maybe Biden said, I think this, guys, again, we're paraphrasing here. Biden might have said something to the effect of, oh, you know, Vance said things against Trump, you know.
That's right. He said, he goes, come on, man. Well, come on, man. No, he said something about Trump, so that what they're trying to do there. The trick is trying to divide. She said it back,
right? No, but he said it back too.
Yes.
I think. Meaning, not to mention Trump, but meaning so Vance said. I mean, excuse me. Biden's like, yeah, well, Vance, what the heck? Like, as if to say he changed his mind. He used to not even like Trump. But then Lester Holt says he said things about you, like about you, Biden, like as well. Like,
and by the way, Kamala Harris, by the way, Biden called you a racist. Called you a racist. So if you're going, because I know you don't remember, Joe, right? I know you don't remember. It's not good. You have a short-term memory. We all remember when Kamala was in the primary with you. She called you a racist, and what did you do? You brought her in as your VP pick. Why did you bring her in as a VP pick? Because you were so lost in this world that you had job security because nobody wanted her to take your job. So therefore, you put somebody who polls lower than you. But by the way, she called you a racist. So that's where Lester Holt dropped the ball. Yeah. Because if he was a smart journalist, he would have said, hey, wait a minute, Joe, baby, wait, didn't your vice president, the presidential candidate at the time, didn't she call you a racist? And I guess you forgot about it and worked it out all right. Yeah, bite me, Joe. Bite me, you people on the left. You might have your talking points, but I will destroy you. In the conversation, I will destroy you. My brain is full of everything. I got notes coming out my ears. No pun intended with ears. I don't know if we should be talking about ears these days. Oh, and then Biden shows up. Not Biden. Trump shows up with a bandage at the RNC. I posted it on my wall. Some guy. Oh, he's got a Kotex on his ear, and all the people on the social media and on TV are saying, oh, he's looking for the sympathy vote. What's he not supposed to have a bandage for having a hole in his ear a few days ago? You're not supposed to keep that covered? You're supposed to leave it exposed when the doctor says wear the bandage? Really? Really? You expect him to heal like overnight?
I know.
Really, people?
You definitely have to keep it covered. I mean,
So done. I'm done.
You definitely have to keep
I
that
can't
covered.
go vote for Trump fast enough.
I know. That's a good way to put it. And see how you said you're full of information? That's how I feel about Trump. So that's why when you get Trump and Biden in a debate, and I can't wait for the next debate.
There's not going to be another debate.
Well,
Biden's going to be off the ticket.
He was asked that. He was asked that.
Well, now
when are you
that
debating him again?
September.
And he said, he said some generic answer, and then he said September. Well, what about sooner? And he made off like I'm on the horse and all this bullshit.
Look,
I did 22 events. I don't believe you did 22 events. I don't believe that.
The Biden you see today is going to be the different Biden tomorrow and the day after. Joe Biden is better today than he will be tomorrow. His disease,
Well,
what
do you think he has?
Well, it's obviously a form of dementia or whatever they're saying.
They're saying
Regardless
a
if it's
few things.
even if it's Parkinson's or dementia, you're not able to lead the country. So in either case, whatever ailment you have, God forbid, enjoy your life with your wife and all your properties and whatnot. Enjoy your life. You're too dangerous to be in the presidency right now. And I hate it when I see the left so desperate to have something on Trump saying Trump has got dementia. Really?
No.
Really? You believe that? You believe Trump has got dementia? You really do, folks? Come on, show your stupid self so I can Photoshop that and I'll put it in my freaking PowerPoint presentation. Please do. I need some more material, please.
I know. And then he said him. Oh, I've been in touch with him, referring to that woman who runs the Secret Service.
Yeah.
He called her a him.
Yeah.
He called, he said
And
wrong.
called Donald Trump his secretary, his vice president.
Right. And the
Can't
whole
make this
Putin
stuff.
thing.
And Putin, you know, I loved all the memes. Oh my God.
Yes, it's like,
you know,
it's
I don't
crazy.
mind memes. Memes are funny. It's comedy is all, and I'm a comic, and we have to have fun, right?
Yeah.
But don't be so damn hateful when you're wishing people dead. You'll never see me with beheaded Biden head or anything. You never would see me wishing death upon people on the other side. I don't believe in that, nor my friends who believe differently than me. I get disappointed. Yes, I do. I get disappointed. But I'm not going to hate you to death. This is America. Do what you got to do. I'm going to vote for Trump. And I'm going to cancel your vote. And my family is going to vote for Trump. And we'll cancel your vote. And that's it.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
folks, as far as people have asked me, why did you give up everything at the RIGOP level? Well, I'm still a Republican. All my other candidates were elected without the help of the RIGOP. Or the Massachusetts GOP. I do things on my own, but I got backstabbed. Mike Napolitano, Mark Destorian, and myself, we had precision political consultants. We trained candidates. In our class, the majority of the people who took our class on how to run for office won. We had one win and then turned his back on us. And he even made, I'm not even going to mention his name, but he made it to minority leader. I'll leave it at that. And he turned around and backstabbed the people who got him there. And this is why we found that the RIGOP had a bunch of inflections there that backstabbed the very people who brought results to the RIGOP, which is Mike Napolitano, myself, and Mark Destorian, who now lives in South Carolina. We brought results more than anybody has brought results. And when I was in charge of education with the RIGOP, I brought results, folks. I brought results, and I got backstabbed. Really bad. It's okay. It's okay.
That probably happens, though.
It does. That's my own party.
Right.
So don't worry about it, folks. I have one litmus test for a Republican candidate. One. Did you like the Tea Party? Yes. If you say no, you're done. One. Do you like Donald Trump? Yes. Would you? And I don't care if he's dead for many years from now. I'll ask the question. Did you like Donald Trump? Would you have voted for him? No. You don't get my vote. Sorry. I want MAGA Republicans. I want a conservative Republican. If you don't have the likeness of Trump, I'm not voting for you. I'm writing my name in. Simple as that. See how easy it is for me? No problem there, folks. I'm writing my name in.
But there are people that are running as Republican who maybe are not true Republicans.
That's right. No, those are the ones who backstabbed us.
No, just in general, too.
Oh,
in
yeah.
every city and town.
Oh, yeah. They're not true Republicans. If you're not a true Republican, sorry, not going to vote for you. Goodbye. Have a nice day. All done. All done.
All right.
That's in Rhode Island.
Like I say, what one of our friends said, I won't say his name on camera, but he's a strong Republican. He said, Tanya, remember, there are no true Republicans in Rhode Island. Meaning of the people who run.
Run, yes. He's right.
I said, I'm a Republican. I said, I support.
I would support that because we have Stockholm Syndrome here in Rhode Island because we're a minority so long after the coup d'etat of 1935 where the Democrats literally stole the House. Stole the House. That's right. Read about it. There haven't been true Republicans, and they're not too many, at least now. They're very few. Very few. I can name a few. But they're just a handful. That many. That's all. One hand.
Not so off topic. So guys, say hello. I know some of the comments they've been moving, some of them, so we apologize for that. And plus we're on our rant. No, it's okay. So in Cranston, I don't mean to go off topic, but with the Republican race there with Mayor Hopkins, Mayor Fung, did you follow that at all? Or do you have a comment about that?
Yeah, I do. I follow it. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to be very honest with you.
Because I have thoughts on it,
and I'm
too.
not mentioning any names, but we all know. I'm sorry, the person who destroyed the RIGOP was the former mayor of Cranston. We all know his name.
So he's the one that you got backstabbed by, or no?
Yes, he was one of
them. I
them.
thought you weren't going to say it on here.
Well, I'm not going to say the other ones, but he backstabbed us. And I know, as for you asked me about the race, the Republican in that race.
There's two.
Two. The woman. I don't want to mention her. I can't mention names because as much as we know who I'm talking. You can mention her name, but it's not going to fall off my mouth. She's not well liked. And I'm going to tell you, when you split a party,
yes, that's the
when
problem.
you split and divide a party, and when you don't caucus with your Republican in the State House, don't expect to win. Don't expect to win. My opinion is, at the end, she will win her primary, and she'll lose the general. The Democrat.
You think she'll win?
She'll win her primary. She will lose the general. That's my prediction. Because I know how it always plays out. She'll lose the general. That's how it's going to play out, unfortunately. Maybe we should learn to be nice. Learn to be nice. Goes a long way.
You don't support her, it sounds like.
Well, I can't vote for her. I live in
No, but in general, it sounds like you wouldn't support her.
No.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't either. I have said it. I have said it on here publicly because she's dividing the Republican Party. She's dividing it.
And look, I'm the first one to admit I made a mistake too. All right, when I was supporting Ken Block, who was a piece.
Oh, what's his deal now?
He's a piece of crap. He was a moderate turned Republican back to Democrat, or now a Democrat. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't have voted for either one of them. Now, I supported Ken Block. We were called blockheads by the opponent, by the mayor of Cranston. Was calling us blockheads. That's okay, fine. Maybe we were. I made a mistake. I have a general rule now. If you haven't put years into the Republican Party, years into the Republican Party, and show me you're a conservative, you're not getting my vote. I don't want a newbie Republican. Oh, I just turned Republican last year. Bite me. You're not going to get my vote until you've proven to me. And I want to hear out of your mouth you support Trump and the MAGA and the Tea Party. If I don't hear those things, you're bye-bye. I don't want to know you. Done. History, all done. I have my rules now. I made a mistake. I'll never make that mistake again. Ever. I broke my cardinal rule. I never voted for a Democrat in my life. But I voted for a moderate who had Democrat thoughts, who was running in the Republican Party. I'll never, ever make that mistake again. My fault. At least I'm not afraid to admit it. Never make that mistake again. And I wouldn't have voted for the other guy either. So I would have wrote my own name in. Yeah. That's how it would have went. Neither one of them would have got my vote. Neither one.
Oh, thank you. And then, and just in wrapping up, I just have just my final question is, so thank you for giving that Cranston prediction. So, guys, I like and share on that. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
I may text the mayor and tell him. No, I know I have. Hopkins,
unfortunately,
you know,
I think the general election will be lost. You have a
Yeah.
Democrat mayor in Cranston.
Right. Well, I think too that they're seeing both Republicans fighting, and it's like they're just going to vote for Ferry anyway, which is the Democrat. They'll vote for him anyway.
He's going to win.
You know,
I made that prediction, folks, and I will be right, guaranteed 100%. Mark my words. Note this. Put a note on it. I don't want it to happen, but I don't like the person in there. I think it would be worse for Cranston. So you're going to have a Democrat.
Which one don't you like? You know, like
I don't like either one of them. I don't like Democrats.
No,
I
thought you meant
but
that.
I'm just saying, you're going to lose to the Democrat.
Right.
That's how it's going to end up. 100%.
Right.
She went after Mattiello.
Right.
The Mattiello was a moderate. I'm not a Democrat guy. You went after those people. They went after those people.
Yeah.
The moderates. You think that? No way.
Yeah.
They're not going to win.
Right.
Handwriting's on the wall. She's not going to win. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it.
Yeah.
But I'm not wrong often.
Right. And I will say, and I'm speaking on a more general level, between the three candidates, Ferry, Hopkins, and Funk, I think all three do bring something to the table. If you were to take all three of their good qualities and mesh them together, I think they do. I'm being honest. They all three have something to contribute. But anyways, so I'll be...
You didn't hear a comment from me on that, but that's okay. Go ahead.
That's okay. Well, I do. I do.
That's good. That's cool.
I'll reach out to them. I'll let them know afterwards. They got a little shout out. Well, I don't have Funk's phone number.
Just tell them I said do me a favor. Just tell them I said for them to have a magical day. All right, go ahead.
So, okay. Predictions for Joe Biden. My final question, and guys, I know it's been a long live, and I'm going to let you know about next week. We also have the raffle. What is your final prediction about this election now between Joe Biden and Trump and
I know they're trying.
Any other
they're
angle
trying
on this? The Kennedy guy, does he have a shot? Like, what's your prediction?
Kennedy guy doesn't have a chance. No.
No.
But he does ruin it for Joe Biden, though. He does ruin it for him. However, they're trying to endorse Joe Biden virtually off the Democrat National Convention because they know they got to do something before they get to the convention. Joe Biden, I predict he's going to be in the race. Some people say he's not. I will predict that Joe Biden loses by a landslide. And here's my next prediction. That's if we have an election, by the way. The way things are going right now, I really get nervous. But if we have an election, Joe Biden will lose, and I want you to mark these words as I say them. Remember when they said that there was going to be a coup d'etat at the Capitol and Nancy Pelosi with January 6th, and they blamed Trump for that big debacle caused by the Democrats. Oh, by the way, I will predict that they will go do everything not to certify the votes. The Democrats are going to do everything they can to not certify Donald Trump's votes, and they're going to get uber violent because they know no other way. You remember I said it, and then you're going to say, oh, January 6th, really? You're going to see the Democrats' true colors. Donald Trump's winning. The balloons are going to fall from the ceiling, and all the balloons for Joe Biden, they're going to be taken back to the warehouse to be popped by seals at some aquatic show. It's not going to happen, guys. Joe Biden is not winning because the amount of people voting out there now are going to take the cheat away. Don't worry, they'll say Russian collusion again. They're going to do everything they can. My prediction is Trump wins and the left goes apoplectic. And I predicted it. And I'll be right again.
I know. Well, I hope it doesn't get too violent.
I hope not, but
you.
That's the way they are. Look, we already got knives and a shooting outside the RNC. Really, the summer of love, we think of all the protests you've seen, right? And all the deaths you've seen so far, right? You tell me how peaceful it's going to be after Donald Trump takes the victory speech. Watch what happens. You ain't seen nothing yet. Maybe that's what we need. The left to show their colors more. But Donald Trump is the victor in November.
Right.
If I'm wrong, well, I'll come in. I'm not afraid. I don't hide behind wrong.
Right.
But that's my prediction.
Thank you. All right, good. Sounds great. Sounds good. Thank you. And any other last points before we wrap up? And this was very informative.
My only point is,
Very
folks, at
informative.
the end of, you've heard me get very animated. I have a lot of skin in the game with this. I love my country a lot. I don't like violence at all. I don't support it. I don't condone it, and I won't be a part of it. Our voting booth is our weapon. Nobody should be shooting at any president, Biden, Trump, whatever. I would personally stand in the way of a bullet to protect their lives. That's how it's brought up. You could hate me all you want. At the end of the day, I'm an American that will do what it takes to protect our sovereignty, because we need to get this world and this country back on the right footing where parents could parent their children and not the government, and where we could be energy independent and have low prices and a choice of what kind of car we want to purchase, what kind of gas stove we want. We want to be able to do that, and we want to close the border, get the fentanyl deaths to stop, and we want to stop the rape and the killing by illegal aliens on our street, and we want police to be respected once again. And law and order must take place, and we got to bring back the identity to women. Women do a lot for this country, and they don't know. They need to have their identity taken away. This November is important. Think about it, folks. Hate all you want, but at the end of the day, Trump had a resume, and we had a better country those 4 years. That's a fact.
Right. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Your time, your insight, everything. I do
Love you,
appreciate
Tanya.
it.
You're a
Thank
good
you
girl.
so
You
much.
do very well at this. That's
Thanks,
why I don't mind
thanks.
talking with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love you, folks, regardless if you agree or disagree. I do love you, and I'm not going to hate you. Just don't say violent things, because that'll get you blocked.
Yeah, we can't agree to disagree.
And I did see all the comments. I really can't.
Well, because they're moving, too.
Yeah,
Plus, we have a little bit of a
as long
glare.
as everybody
a
was
little bit of a glare.
civil, I like civility.
Right,
All right, what are we doing?
Yes.
You're
So
picking
thanks,
that, right?
guys.
There we go. You're doing
Thank
your
you,
thing.
guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks, guys, for tuning in. Tickets to the comedy show, Laughing with Larry comedy show at Marasco's on the, I got Alicia that won it. I'll turn it around, guys. Sorry. You'll see a little bit of the plants, but I can't even see. I can't even see. I gotta turn it. Hold on. Because it has the glare on it. But Alicia, you won. Alicia, 2 free tickets. You can give me a call. Or you could show up the night of for the 2 tickets. Thanks, guys. Next week, thanks. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. And thank you to everyone else for the comments, too.
Thank you for joining the Tiki Bar.
I know.
We have fun at the Tiki Bar.
I know.
And we should probably end it with Tiki music or something.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we got
I'll put you back on the screen here. Next week is up in the air. I'm getting up in the air lately. Playing things by ear for next week's live. A couple of maybes yet again. What's that?
That's how we're going to exit this. Gotta love it. Come by the Tiki Box some days, folks. We'll have some fun.
Do you give out your address?
No.
Then how are they going to come by?
Privately, they can message.
Oh, they can private him message. Private message him. All right, thanks, guys. Like and share.